Beats any man on the planet at half mast, this fella. What I'm seeing, there's nobody who's been born yet can tackle him. He's the fastest, the biggest, the strongest heavyweight in the world. And there's other people can vouch for that top level. You have to take my word.
10 to go, 10 to go.
John Fury has seen something that has genuinely rattled him. Carl Froch's brutal new training footage has left the veteran brawler admitting he is terrified. When a man known for fearing nobody starts talking like this, you know Froch has done something special behind closed doors.
Makes a mockery of boxing and just disgust and disgrace the room. I mean, it's disgusting and disgraceful what he's done. He should be embarrassed. I hope he is embarrassed, but it's not acceptable. I don't know what.
Carl Froch not holding back here, calling out John Fury's conduct as an outright disgrace to the sport. This is not just trash talk. This is a genuine dressing down from a former world champion who clearly believes standards have slipped badly.
Once you've been heavyweight champion of the world and believe you're the best fighter in the world, and then you're not, it's hard to swallow. So we can't talk like he's the best fighter in the world because officially he's not.
Johnny Nelson bringing some hard truths into the conversation. Believing you are the best is one thing. Proving it officially is another entirely. That gap between belief and reality is exactly what makes this whole saga around John Fury so fascinating to follow.
Like a lightweight, the power, the speed that I'm seeing, I'm thinking, excuse my French, fuck me. This boy looks on fire at this stage. And he's nowhere near the finished article. He enjoys it. He enjoys this position in life that he's at because he enjoys still fighting, which makes him a dangerous champion because he's champion.
Everybody else, it seemed. I wasn't there when it happened because we was inside doing whatever we was doing, other interviews, I think. And somebody showed it to me. I see John with his cut head. Look, that's not what we want. I don't want to see that happen. No one does. But I understand now both sides have made it up. They've apologised. So hopefully it's all in the past and we can concentrate what everybody's out here for, which is a...
Frank Warren trying to steer things back toward boxing itself. That cut head image clearly did not sit right with anyone involved. But with apologies exchanged, all eyes now turn back to what really matters. John Fury and Carl Froch finally settling this in the ring.
He knows how to shout houses down and make threats and swear and all the rest of it because he creates chaos wherever he goes. And for whatever the reason, the public...
Duke McKenzie nailing exactly why John Fury draws so much attention. The shouting, the threats, the chaos. None of it feels calculated. It just happens naturally around him. Love him or hate him, fans cannot look away. And that alone sells this fight.
Yeah, there's no other way you can fight Eddie Hall. He's that big. If you get in a tear up with him and he lands, 100 pounds difference, it could be fatal. Do you know what I mean? It could be very, very, very bad news. So that was a game plan. Hit and move. Hopefully, he would have got a little bit more tired and then press him. But like I said, a lot of pressure on there, and he did the job done. He didn't really get hit with much, and yeah.
Roman Fury offering real insight into the family's fighting mentality. Hit and move. Stay smart. Avoid unnecessary punishment. That same calculated approach could easily apply here, because facing a sharp puncher like Carl Froch demands respect, not recklessness.
In a fighting man, he loses the plot. Whenever my name's mentioned, he can't help himself. He absolutely goes mental, and I don't understand it. He obviously doesn't like me, and he said a few things that were a bit close to the bone. He was saying I can shove them where the sun don't shine.
Johnny Nelson clearly stunned by what he witnessed, the speed, the power, the composure. If this level of skill is not even the finished product yet, then whoever stands across the ring, John Fury included, has every reason to be nervous about what is coming.
Like a lightweight, the power, the speed that I'm seeing, I'm thinking, excuse my French, fuck me. This boy looks on fire at this stage. And he's nowhere near the finished article. He enjoys it. He enjoys this position in life that he's at because he enjoys still fighting, which makes him a dangerous champion because he's champion.
Carl Froch turning up the heat with a message that leaves nothing to interpretation. Walls don't hit back, and neither do the smaller men John Fury has targeted before. Froch is calling this out directly, demanding accountability and a signature on the contract. No more vanishing acts, no more excuses, just straight talk from a man who has clearly had enough and is ready to prove it in the ring rather than in front of a microphone.
Look, Dan will just do anything to drum something up. I think he just wants the Froch fight. I think Froch just called him a little bit on YouTube. But, you know, I think Carl got uncomfortable. Darren's a fucking lunatic. So last thing he wants, Darren still jumping out the ring to you, fucking threatening to choke you and all that, you know what I mean? So it's the last thing I'd want anyway. So fucking I think Carl just got off rather than have the aggro of, you know, Darren sitting in front of him, screaming, shouting and spitting.
Tyson Fury tries to explain his father's behavior through personal struggles, and Johnny Nelson shows some sympathy for the context, but not for the excuse. He says tough times happen to everyone, yet very few respond by transforming their body and skill set the way Carl Froch has in this training footage. Nelson points out that Froch could easily have stayed retired and comfortable, but instead chose discipline, sacrifice, and relentless work at 49 years old. He believes that level of dedication sends a louder message than any press conference outburst ever could, and warns that John Fury's family should take this footage seriously, because it shows a man building himself specifically to destroy and wreck him.
It's very solid. The thing is, because he's a novice, Tommy hits as hard as, he's a strong puncher, but because he's a novice, it's hard to set up. So another training camp, he can only get better. So when he gets his set up and his feet's underneath him, instead of falling in, he'll catch him and knock him out. He can knock anyone out. He hits an heavyweight on the chin, they're out, because he's such...
Tony Bellew calls John Fury's press conference behavior embarrassing for boxing, and Johnny Nelson agrees completely. He says the sport deserves fighters who let their preparation speak louder than their mouths, and Carl Froch's training footage does exactly that. Nelson points out that while John Fury creates headlines through chaos, Froch is quietly building the kind of form that ends careers. At 49, Froch looks sharper than fighters half his age, and Nelson believes that discipline is the real embarrassment for John Fury, because no amount of noise can hide from a man training to destroy and wreck him.
If my father behaved like that at a press conference, I would put him straight and tell him. It's embarrassing, and it can't be happening, mate. It's a really bad look for boxing. I'm actually surprised it's been allowed to go on and happen in a place where they're at, to be honest.
John Fury unleashes one of his wildest rants yet, but Johnny Nelson isn't shaken by any of it. He says all the talk about street fighting and toughness means nothing against a boxer who moves like Carl Froch does in this new footage. Nelson insists that real preparation beats bravado every single time, and Froch's training tape proves he is not intimidated by threats or insults. While John Fury boasts about surviving 20 men, Nelson says he has never faced anything like the sharpened, focused monster Froch has become, a fighter fully capable of destroying and wrecking him.
There's no other way you can fight Eddie Hall. He's that big. If you get in a tear up with him and he lands, 100 pounds difference, it could be fatal, do you know what I mean? It could be very, very, very bad news. So that was a game plan, hit and move. Hopefully he would have got a little bit more tired and then press him. But like I said, a lot of pressure on there, and he did the job done. He didn't really get hit with much, and yeah, fair play to both men.
So then after the fight, we saw what happened in there, obviously chased him all into the ring.
As the story builds toward a potential fight, Johnny Nelson closes his reaction with total conviction. He says everything, the interviews, the insults, the press conference chaos, all fades into irrelevance next to what the training footage actually shows. Carl Froch at 49 looks faster, sharper, and more dangerous than fighters half his age, and Nelson insists that is the only detail that matters now. He believes John Fury can talk about street fights and toughness all he wants, but none of that will matter once real boxing ability meets him in the ring. Nelson's final verdict is simple. Carl Froch has trained himself into a genuine monster, fully capable of destroying and wrecking John Fury on fight night. So there you have it. Johnny Nelson has spoken, and his message is loud and clear. Carl Froch's new training footage proves this is not the same fighter people wrote off years ago. At 49 years old, Froch looks faster, sharper, and hungrier than ever, and Nelson believes he is fully capable of destroying and wrecking John Fury if this fight ever gets made. But what do you think? Is Carl Froch really back to his best, or is John Fury still too unpredictable to handle? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that like button, subscribe for more boxing reactions and breaking updates, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next chapter of this explosive rivalry.
But Tommy won the fight. There's no doubt about that. But you know what? I'm not going to lie to you. It is what it is. It's two novice fighters who've got huge social media following, and they've capitalised on that. People bought into it, and I'm amazed at the amount of publicity that it's got both before and after the fight. It's just amazing. Everybody's been talking.
Shane Fury believes Tommy Fury can knock people out once his feet are set, but Johnny Nelson thinks the same principle applies perfectly to Carl Froch. The training footage shows a fighter whose feet, timing, and power are already perfectly aligned, not something still developing. Nelson argues that Froch doesn't need time to find his rhythm because he's already there, sharper than ever at 49. While the Fury camp talks about potential, Nelson says Froch is living proof that experience turns potential into devastation, and that is exactly what will destroy and wreck John Fury.
Terrible. He's an embarrassment to Nottingham, him. Carl the Worm Froch. You know them championship belts he won, don't you? He wants to give them to somebody with a pair of nuts, because let me tell you, he's no street fighter. I'm a street fighter. It took 20 men to hold me there tonight. There's no 12-stone man or 13-stone man going to do any good with me, because I bring different. I'm not going to box Carl Froch. I'm not going to box at all. I've got a lot of tricks up my sleeve and I'm a strong man. Look what Eddie Hall can do. Look what Rico and Ivan can do. Never write off a man with a big pair of nuts, my friend, and I've got the massivest nuts in this country, so I don't care if I live or die. And I would, you know, if I had to come to Manchester in a cripple's chair tonight, I'd have been before I left. If I'd have said I'm going to be anywhere and I didn't come, I wouldn't look in the mirror. I couldn't look at my missus and want to take her to bed because I wouldn't feel man enough to take her to bed. That's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? So let me just tell you this much. Carl Froch wants to fight me. You're there, Calla. Can you make this fight? Can you make it?
I can make it tomorrow. I mean, I just need two dance partners.
Carl Froch fires back hard against being called a has-been, and Johnny Nelson says the new training footage is the perfect response. Nelson argues that has-beens don't move like this, don't hit like this, and definitely don't train like this at 49 years old. He says Froch's anger in this clip makes complete sense once you see the physical proof behind it. A former champion still sharp enough to dismantle a much younger opponent. Nelson believes John Fury's jab about jealousy will age terribly because everything in the footage points toward one outcome: Carl Froch preparing methodically and ruthlessly to destroy and wreck John Fury the moment they finally meet in the ring.
Call me a friggin' shithouse.
A friggin' shithouse.
To me, when you call somebody a shithouse, it means they're a bottle job. It means they're scared to fight anybody. I fear no man born from his mother. I don't even know what that means, but he's called me a has-been. What's all this has-been business?
People are only interested in current champions, men who's doing stuff today, who's getting in and fighting. No one wants to know about an has-been. And that's all these people are, has-beens.
That comes from somebody who's a never-been. Have you ever been to call me a has-been? Has-beens, it makes no sense. It's ridiculous. It comes from a jealous place.
Because they're friggin' jealous, because they're nobody.
I've never been jealous. I'm happy for boxers that get paid good money for doing the hardest, what I consider to be the hardest sport in the world.
He's been a champion of the world, but I'll tell you what, he's not a champion of the world man, is he? He's a first-class shithouse, wants to kick up the arse.
John Fury, there's no jealousy. I've never been a has-been. Once a champion,
This short suggests John Fury wants the fight, but got uncomfortable once things escalated. And Johnny Nelson thinks the training footage explains exactly why. He says nobody wants to face a fighter who suddenly looks this dangerous, this disciplined, this dedicated at an age when most boxers have already slowed down. Nelson describes John Fury as unpredictable and chaotic, but says chaos only works against fighters who are unprepared, and Carl Froch is anything but unprepared right now. Watching this footage, Nelson says it is easy to understand any hesitation, because stepping into range with a rebuilt, hungry Froch means walking straight into a beating designed to destroy and wreck him completely.